Just a quick video on a project I've been working on. I called it MD Fuhrer. It's basically a DFO, so it controls the master clock here with the PAL and NTSC frequency, and it controls the encoder up here, PAL encoded or NTSC encoded analog output. It's an IGR. This is a 5-volt read relay, which is basically the same when you trigger that as pressing the reset button. It just shorts the ground of the 5-volt rail there. I couldn't get it to reset any other way without that relay. I have tried a few dev boards. This Uno has been pretty good. Uses an SI5351 clock generator with hand-coded clock outputs for all the frequencies needed. And it also controls the subcarrier fed into the encoder. So PAL and NTSC encoder toggle, PAL subcarrier and NTSC subcarrier toggle, and master clock PAL and NTSC toggle, plus the IGR. There's more features I'm going to add to it, but I've just gotten some of it working. The reset combination is coded in for the 6-button and 3-button controller, but for all the video combinations, I've only done 3-button controller so far. So this is PAL 60. It's running the NTSC master clock frequency. The encoder is set to PAL output, so it's encoding a PAL signal, and the subcarrier is PAL. You can see here it's looking pretty good, other than a little rolling and stuff, which is just from filming it. Down here I've got to actually set this TV to PAL mode for PAL 60, or the colors will go funny like that. You'll find that on quite a few sets. And I'll just show you the different combinations. So that's PAL 60. If I hit A, control, and down, that is PAL 60, and then up is NTSC 443. You can see that's gone black and white because I've got this on the PAL setting. So if I've got to put it to auto, and that'll fix the colors. So this will give a huge range of compatibility when it comes to old sets. Probably not too much need for it with modern sets. So that's your NTSC 443. Control starting down, we'll go back to our PAL 60, where I need to manually toggle the TV setting. And then we've got straight NTSC, which I think is right. So this will be straight NTSC. So it's a NTSC master clock, NTSC encoded with the NTSC subcarrier. And we can do straight PAL. The straight PAL is going to slow the music down and give you bars on the top and bottom. Oh, need to hold start as well. Yeah, there we go. That's it's hard to record that without it flickering, but that's essentially PAL mode. The music's gone a bit funny there, it might need a reset. So I'll just change it back for a sec. There you go. We can see here, I've got it basically, it's a pretty weird communication protocol. I'm sampling 7 of 9 cycles. Usually you only need 2 cycles for a 3-button controller. Cycle 1 or 2, sometimes cycle 6 and 7, I think it was. It just seems to depend. We've got our current settings of F8 and the stored settings of C8. So this will write into the microcontroller's ROM, the settings. Here are all the settings here. So at the moment it's on F8. So on a reboot, it's going to boot into a straight NTSC English mode, which is there, and stored settings C8. So at the moment I'm on PAL 60 English mode. I can actually save that so that next time you turn the console on, it'll boot in all your preferred settings. So to do that, the combination is, I'll actually see if this runs in PAL mode. Hang on, wrong combo. Is it left? So we'll see if we can stop the glitching with a reset. It doesn't like those on-the-fly changes. So the current settings in the EPROM are C8, and we're going to change it to 80. So 80 corresponds to, hang on, current settings 80. Yep, there, straight PAL English. So we'll give it a reboot, plus start, ABC plus start. Game's rebooted, and we'll see now that the current settings in hex are 80 and the stored settings are now 80, so let's save that into the ROM on the microcontroller. So if we turn the console off and on, it'll boot back into that mode. However, this cartridge has been developed for use in North and South America. It doesn't like that. So we'll change it back to PAL 60. It doesn't like that on the fly change again, and then we'll just give it a boot. And off it goes. And we can also toggle the language on its own if we want to make this. So at the moment, it's basically turned this into a NTSC US console, and before we changed it basically to a European, Australian, New Zealand, Britain, whatever console. That's why it's rejecting the game ROM that's running, because it's a US ROM. If we want to just toggle this from an NTSC US console to an NTSC Japanese console, I've just got the combo set to A, B, and start. Now, if we reboot this, however, I don't think it'll work in JP mode. Hang on. Yeah, so it's been developed for use in North and South America. It can't be used with hardware units for sale outside these areas. So I'll change it to basically a European console, I guess. So I think it was that. Then we'll reboot it. Put it in. Actually, I'll put it in PAL mode. So, there we go. Was it? Can't even remember all the combos. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we'll turn this off. Just give us a moment. I don't need that plugged in. Boot it up. We can actually go into this toolbox here and go into device information. So it's on US NTSC. If I do AB start like that, it'll just sense the last mode and just switch to the opposite. That should be in Jap NTSC. Yeah, go like that again. USA NTSC. So let's do PAL. We need to actually boot a game. Oops, hang on. So let's go into like a European game here. Euro. So many games. I don't know. Sonic 3, whatever. This is a it's the client Everdrive. Sorry, Chris, but your shit's expensive. And it runs a really old firmware, so it's pretty slow at erasing and rewriting the new game onto it. So this one seems to not mind about the region differing. So I should be able to run this particular title in PAL mode because it's a PAL game. So there we go. So there's PAL. It looks so bad when I'm trying to record it. But you can see the black bar on the top and bottom. So straight PAL mode is basically a PAL master clock, PAL encoded with the PAL subcarrier. But yeah, it looks freaking awesome, especially for composite. To be honest, this was crap stock. It put out a really shit like rainbows all over the shop stock on composite. This stock JP board. I don't know if US ones are like that. It's got a triple bypass in it. It wasn't actually outputting audio on composite. I've left the original RGB inputs to the encoder there, so it can still encode the other signals. I didn't disconnect them. So yeah, but no audio. And yeah, the only reason I stopped using this one was I measured the internal pull-up resistor, which should be on the line that toggles 50-60 Hertz, and it doesn't seem to be existent. So that pin's just permanently floating. It doesn't matter if you tie it high or low or leave it floating. It's just locked in 60 Hertz. I don't know if it's because it's that revision -10, or I've got one here I pulled off a dead board, which is -02. The mode worked on that board. I buy these faulty, so this was faulty. I fixed it. The board this came off is faulty. I fixed it. It worked for a while and then it died, so I was like, fuck it. But yeah, this one's got the straight up 315 5660. That one's got the -10. That one's got the -02. So I don't know if these are meant to be hard locked to 60 Hertz, but I can't toggle 50-60 Hertz on this, so I've just moved debbing across to this. I found it in the shed. But yeah, as mentioned, bought it faulty, didn't think it worked, got it going pretty easily. But yeah, so there's PAL mode. Let's see if this one deals with the live toggle. So we'll go back to, I'll just do NTSC 443. There we go. This one seems to be alright with live toggling. So some games will be alright, some won't. That seems to be able to be recorded a lot nicer than the 50 Hertz signal. But yeah, that's it. So you can toggle language, you can toggle to NTSC language, NTSC 443 PAL 60, straight PAL, straight NTSC. There are more plans for it. I've still got to do the 6-button stuff. I don't get that much spare time. I'm sure I'll get around to it eventually. Try and make up a neat board for it for installation. I can sort of do a lot of shit. It's cool. But yeah, that's it.